Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode we got ourselves two new swap builds to use in today's episode. But before I get started, we are in fact now in the PS5. So this is great, amazingly good news. As you guys can see, we are going to use the BRZ S for one of our swaps. And after we get done with this car, we'll then switch gears and do the 2017 Ford GT with its swap with the Maverick. So we got ourselves two great swaps that we can use for both Tokyo Expressway and Le Mans very effectively. So hopefully by the end of this episode, you guys will be able to have the time to actually go out and grind both Tokyo Expressway and Sardinia or Le Mans with these new swaps, and hopefully they will help you out in your daily grinds. So without no further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it, the episode. So the question is on where to locate the cars. Well, I would recommend starting at Brand Central. So here is the Ford GT17. As you can see, the car does have some really good stats even without the swap. It is going to be a bit pricey, so make sure you do have plenty of credits to use for the car and for the swap itself. As you guys want to check out the stats that they are, plus the price at 550,000 credits. Moving now to the BRZ S. It's actually going to be the first car you see from the Subaru camp. Very affordable, unlike the Ford GT. You can also look at the stats too as well. This car actually has two swaps in total now, which actually adds in a couple of cars in that category as well. So that's how you get both cars. Now let's move over to GT Auto. Here's the swap for the Ford GT, which is of course it's a Maverick. As you can see, this is going to be a pretty big buff overall for this car. We'll just have to, unfortunately, do some major nerfing in order for this car to be eligible for Tokyo Expressway. But if you decide to use this car for Le Mans, you probably shouldn't have to worry about too much except for adding racing tires on the car, and of course your interiors or wets if you need them. We're going to go ahead and add the wide body to this car as well. That way it'll help us a little bit on the downforce and the side force of the car. Now let's move gears to the BRZ. New swap is going to be the rally engine to the right. It's going to cost you about 425,000 credits. And if you guys are not yet level 50 in order for you to buy them, I really recommend just go to your garage, check on tuning parts and see if you have those engines. If you do, you'll see that we're compatible on taskbars, and just say yes twice and you'll be good to go. If you want some more information, you can click on that top right corner that shows you the video of how these swaps work in the game. We're going to add wide body to this car as well, and that's going to be it for car customization. Now let's go ahead and check out the liveries that I'll be using for this race. Now if you do guys want to follow me in the game, there's my profile, Jeffrey GT7YT, which is up there in the top left corner. Now let's say if you do not want the livery itself, but instead you want the parts, that's fine, it's up to you. But let's go ahead and first check out the first livery. It's going to be this iconic black, gray, and red Cisco livery for the BRZ, and it looks really good. I know there was a particular older WRX Impreza back in, I think it was Gran Turismo 3 and 4, that had this similar livery. It looks really good on this car, so I would recommend just go ahead and add this livery to your collection. Unless you already have it, then you're good to go. But if you want to go ahead and search up the livery, those are the hashtags right there on the top of the screen, which I really recommend doing, so checking it out. And for the other car, for the Ford GT, is going to be this custom Caterpillar racing livery. Same thing with the Subaru. If you want to go ahead and search up the hashtags, there they are right there, even though I would recommend just do Caterpillar. And even if you guys are not too much on the liveries itself, that's totally fine. Next we'll share the parts you'll need, just in case if you want to have your own personal livery, or you just want to have nothing on the car, just have the parts itself and do it that way. So no problem. I'll be here. Go ahead and show you now the parts real quick. We're going to start off with the Subaru first, and then we'll switch gears to the Ford GT. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back to car customization. This is where you get your parts for your race wheels, your front, rear, and front bumpers, all that stuff. So the livery did, in matter of fact, load up. For the wheels, it's going to be the raised graham lights. Let me go ahead and switch over to the actual brand first. So it's going to be under raised. It's going to be this one right here, Ray graham lights ultimate. Just make sure you copy everything you see. 18-inch wide and wide for both the width and the offset. That's going to be it for the wheels. After you get that situated, for the front bumper, it's going to be type A. The side is going to be type A as well. The rear, type B. After that, the wing is going to be custom wing set. And for your last crucial part, it's going to be the roll cage Type C. And that's going to be all the parts you'll need for this car from car customization. If you don't have all the parts aligned right, it will not match up with the PP points, and it could actually break the point system. So make sure you have all the parts, and you should be good to go. Same thing for the caliper. We unfortunately have to wait for a couple seconds for this livery to load up, but as you can see, it actually did load up just in time. So let's go ahead and go through like we did with the Subaru with all its parts. Starting off with the rims, as I quickly search, there are actually these down here, as I'm kind of curious to see what these are. There's actually from Radiform, so we're going to go to Radiform real quick and just search the rims from that particular point of view. It's going to be these right here, the NGO rims, and make sure you have it set to 21 inch wide and wide for offset in width, and that's going to be it for your wheels. After that, we're going to go ahead and go to custom parts. The front is going to be Type A, the side Type A as well. For the wing, custom wing set, and that's actually going to be it for the car because there's no roll gauge. So that's going to be all the parts you need for car customization with the Ford GT and the Subaru BRZ S. So here's a quick look of the build for the Subaru BRZ S. As you can see, we got our new swap to the far left that says the word rally. For our tires, it's going to be sport mediums, so actually we'll have some grip in this car. Normal suspension, fully customized differential. I kind of left the numbers as is. If you can go back and just do them, you can. Downforce is 50 for the front, 300 for the back. Your ECU is going to be at 100 easily. Ballast 90. You're going to have that ballast all the way to the rear at 50. 96 for your power restrictor. Fully customized racing transmission. Set that to 430. No special need to change the gears. Just keep at 430. Supercharger is going to be high RPM turbocharger, strong anti-lag system, racing brakes and brake pads. Weight reduction stages 1, 2, and 3 increased by virtually, and that's going to be it for your build for the Subaru. Now let's switching gears for the Ford. Sport hard tires is going to be your main tires for the car. The front downforce 125, 319 for the rear. The output adjustment 70, 94 for the ballast at 3 to the rear. 70 for the power restrictor. Fully customized manual transmission at 350. Semi-racing muffler increased by virtually, and that's going to be it for that particular build as well. So the Ford GT, a bit simpler, not as many parts. It's mostly nerfing, while the BRZ has a lot more parts installed. But as you can see, the BRZ is quite very quick. Matter of fact, we're going to easily take the lead away in this race right before we get to our first breaking point. So this particular swap is very strong and powerful. I've actually driven both the 98 and the 99 Type R Subaru Imprezas with that same particular swap, and both cars were just really strong and powerful when it comes to this race. So not too surprised to see the car right off the bat getting the lead and being able to pull away from the field easily. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward to our pit sequence, which is going to be later in the race into lap number 7 into lap 8. Now we actually did win a lap later, so what I'm going to do here is quickly adjust our fuel map to all the way to number 3, number 4, 5, somewhere along that way. That way we'll have enough fuel to make it to the pit entry. So you'll see there we are. We went ahead and switched our fuel map to number 3. 4, 5 will also be a good number to choose from depending on what transmission you run on the car. We actually did save enough fuel. We went back to number 1. And for this particular pit sequence, all I'll be doing here is going to change our tires and add some fuel. I could have skipped the tire change, but I wasn't too confident on the rear tires on how they were looking. So I decided to play it safe and just get ourselves some new tires. And for the fuel, just a little bit past over 50%. I would say a strong 55, 56% should do the trick. Just play it a little bit safe and you should be good to go. So let's go ahead now, fast forward to lap number 10. It's going to be our official hot lap for the race. And as you guys can see, the lap time is very quick, right at 2 minutes or even below 2 minutes. So very quick, good car overall. But for this lap, it's going to be our fastest lap of the race. I'm going to let you guys watch this clip, see what this car can do, and then I'll see you guys when we get to our race finish. So as we're about to finish up the race, we did a blistering 159.6 overall for our lap. Very strong, quick car, and surprisingly, this last lap right here is actually going to be a teensy bit faster, but I thought lap 10 would be a good lap to show anyway, as we're actually going to get a little bit of a faster lap in this lap. But despite that, very strong, fast car. It actually is almost as quick as the 99 Type R Impreza, just by 1 second off. So if I would have basically might have not made as many mistakes in the race, I probably could have tied it, if not went faster than the 99 Impreza. So if you have this car, if you have this swap, or if you can actually afford to buy one, trust me, this particular swap is going to basically dominate this race and Le Mans for sure. So that's going to be it for race 1 using the Subaru BRS or BRZ S. So switching gears now to the Ford GT, and you can see a complete night and day difference. The GT is quick, but not nearly as insanely quick as the Subaru. Saying that, what I'm doing here for this car is figure out if this car is actually faster or slower than the 2006 Ford GT, because that particular car also has that swap as well. So we're here for more of an experiment to see which GT is faster. We get the first braking point. I did notice the car actually did felt a little bit tight on the front, so you might expect a little bit of some understeer from the car, but thankfully you shouldn't really have to worry about too much of oversteer or the car getting too loose or anything like that. You have to worry about mainly the front of the car, it being randomly tight in some parts of the track. But the car very smooth overall, very good car. I would say probably the only negative thing about it is possibly having to pit early in the race compared to some certain races I did in the past with certain builds, but this car should be able to do the trick. It also is very quick and also has some decently good acceleration as well. So as we get through our first lap, we're right within the first group. We're going to get ourselves some more momentum compared to GTR. We're going to make a move on its left side. We're going to easily take away 5th place. We're going to push it just a little bit there, almost hit the wall. We're going to get ourselves a line right beside the Subaru, keying ourselves P4 almost, as we're going to squeeze it into the wall. We're going to find ourselves right behind the rear mirror RX-7 and the older gen Supra. Now, if you guys may know, these two cars right here usually cook the hairpin in this particular corner. So we're going to back off a little bit to see what's going to happen, and of course these two race cars are going to miserably miss the last corner. We're going to grab one spot, we almost grabbed the other one. We had to back off just a little bit, not to make contact with the RX-7, but we get ourselves a nice momentum out of the corner. We're going to be right alongside with it and easily passing it, getting ourselves an easy P2 as we cross the tunnel, finishing our first lap for the race. So a very good, smooth, quick lap overall. There's the race leader down the road, if you can see him right there on the screen. But we're going to be able to actually catch the race leader a bit later on lap 2. As you can see here, we're right close to the race leader. We get ourselves quite a nice boost out of the corner, make a move on its right side and get ourselves the race lead. We got ourselves cleared, and we're going to take the lead as we approach the braking point in the hairpin. And we actually, surprisingly, did not get rammed in that particular corner, which I thought we would be, but we actually had ourselves a nice clean pass and got ourselves the race lead. We actually kept our head down. Fast forward to lap 6. Here's the part I was telling you about, having to pit a bit earlier than usual. For this particular pit stop, all I'll be doing here is just refueling the car. I would suggest just fill it all the way up if it's possible. If not, at least 98-99% full if you're going to try to save you some milliseconds, just not by standing in pit road so long. So it quite is a bit of a shame that the car wasn't be able to get that much of a long run compared to other cars I had in the past, but we do know the car actually does feel pretty smooth to drive and actually is pretty quick. We took the lead once everything did cycle through, so I wasn't too worried about it. But here we are on lap 11. It's going to be our official hot lap of the race. So I'm going to let you guys quickly solve this hot lap, and then I'll see you guys when we get back to the end of the race. Alright, so as we about to finish up the race, did another smooth lap in the 207s. As we finish up the race, it's going to be a 26:15, which actually is a pretty decently good time overall. If you compare it with the 06 build I did on the last episode, the 06 build did a flat 26-minute run, so this is going to be about 15 seconds slower. But you can just pick and choose either this or the 06. And if you have trouble with this car, I would highly suggest save it for Le Mans, because that car can also rock at that racetrack. Got ourselves that sweet clean race bonus, and that's going to be it for the episode. So hopefully these two builds will help you out in your daily grind runs, either at Le Mans or at Expressway. Here's the next preview of the episode. I'm going to be using the last swap, which is going to be the BMW C4, the Z4, which was released back in update 1.56 with the Supra engine swap. So I'm going to try my best to see what this car is capable of doing. It does look a bit more racier than without any particular engine swaps, so that's a good sign. I'll just have to do my little magic and see what I can do with this car, and see if this car can be somewhat of a competitive car to be used for Tokyo Expressway. So I'm looking forward for that. And then for the next car, it's going to be quite a last minute spur car to choose from, so hopefully I would recommend going ahead and get this car. And I actually have done this car before. It's just been quite a long time since I've done it. And this particular car that I was requested to do was done by GT Planet. So it's going to be the classic 3.0 CSL BMW car. I'm going to try my best to do a rebuild for this car, and hopefully it'll be competitive for Tokyo. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. If you guys like to see my other contents, there they are right there. And if you like to see today's episode, like to see some of my content down the road, why don't you just hit the subscribe button. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night, or might be. Nice. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.